I remember because I checked the education bureau, so it says like if you want to be an English teacher, so you should like acquire your subject knowledge from the English major program. So you get to know how to explain grammar to your students. You learn how to do it morphologically, syntactically, and phonetics are good for students to know how to pronounce words better. And because our major program, so you will acquire knowledge, and after the graduation, you can actually go to do a postgraduate diploma in education, either the primary strand or the secondary strand, and you will become qualified to become an English teacher.
As far as I know, most English education diploma, they're like double degrees. They're like double degrees, but here at least you can just focus on like English first, and then you can eventually get your degree. So that'll be, I mean, get your teaching diploma. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have double degree. We do have, but they have to. Got degree in education and degree in English.
Degree in English and also degree in other departments or other faculties.
Just not.
But you have to be, like your GPA has to be really high. Yeah. Special permission.
Final year, you got in final grade.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to apply early. Yeah, you have to apply early, and then it has to be approved. It has to be approved. Yeah.
So the education double degrees, right?
Yeah.
So offered by other universities, so it's called terminal, so you have to study both degrees in 5 years.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
say English and also business.
We don't provide education programs. I think like these two kinds of programs have its advantages and disadvantages.
Doing double degrees itself, like I know my friend, she studies at Hong Kong University of Education, and she has really a lot of trouble with education and English, because you're doing a very in-depth, you're doing early childhood development, you're doing it very like in-depth, but this one is kind of a way to just like exercise your knowledge about English without all the other pressure, and then eventually get a concentrated diploma, and even then you can still work already and stuff. So.
See, it depends on whether you're interested in teaching English. The double degree program, so you'll be able to teach both primary and secondary school, but you may not have, no, the double degree program. So you get, yeah, for other 4 universities. No, I'm sure. Yeah. So, but you may not have the flexibility to say do a minor or second major, because the program of the double degree is so packed, and
It's really packed.
and if you don't want to be a teacher, you may waste a time of money and time, and because the education program is more related to maybe children or adolescent psychology, and if you don't like it, it will be very hard for you to get a good grades. And
some of the teaching courses are just really concentrated, like curriculum planning. That's incredibly like concentrated. Of course, it's important though. So.
And you guys got exemption, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Some.
So
Some.
what exemption?
Like the phonetics, like the basic ones, basic language requirements.
Talking about the teaching.
Yeah.
The teaching
Oh,
degree, yeah.
so you got an English major degree here, and then when you do a PGDE, so you will be exempt from the language proficiency assessment for teachers English language. Yeah, and you can apply for the scholarship for prospective English teachers with this degree.
For prospective English teachers, and what it does is it pays for a full ride. So you get 5 whole years. That's including your degree and your PGDE diploma. But you have to do a requirement of 3 years teaching in any school in Hong Kong. So no, it's a government scholarship. Yeah. We have quite a few students here who are doing prospective English teacher scholarship, and basically it's really good actually to get in, because it doesn't just give it to freshmen, they give it to people who finish their degree and eventually want to do English, so it pays for their PGDE. So you don't have to do it in the first year, you can do it after you graduate or something.
it's not. I think for this one, you probably you have to put in your application, and then we would and just now I show you the slides, right? Yeah. So this would be So when you put in your application, and we will assess. Yeah. And another faculty, another department actually will assess. Yeah. So yeah. Any other questions? Mm. Yeah. 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 And then we will usually Maris, you went through that path, right? Yeah. Direct admission, right? But Maris actually came through that direction, right? As direct admission students, right? Like coming in the second year, right? But not the first year. And we do have requirement too, right? Yeah. Each year we have a number of places assigned specifically for this group of students, right? 6 to 10 or so, yeah, each year, 6 to 10 was, that's right, So, and then they have to apply it, and of course we have to assess, right? So this kind of requirement, I think like, will be basic, and this will be more realistic, right? Yeah. And then we have to interview, right? And then you have to. Oh, it varies, Normally they have to be English. Usually English. Yeah. Yeah, usually English. And yes. Yeah.
I was a non-school applicant.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you say something?
So what's your IELTS? IELTS. I think it's the same way to apply for anything. You just directly go to the admissions, and then you ask them. There's no actually, but we don't know the grading requirement because it's different. It varies. Yeah. My experience is non-school applicant. I just went through like the regular JUPAS route, and I gave in my DSE results, but I was non-school. So I wasn't in any secondary school when I applied.
And then Maris, you want to say your experience?
Yeah, I just applied really. There's no, I don't know what the scores are needed for it. I'm not really sure. This one you have to ask the registry, I guess.
I guess that this would be the formal one. As I say, right? If you read, these are the official scores, and this is the actual last year, right? So each year would vary. So it's hopeless to say what, right? Yeah, and as I said, we asked for 3, but it turns out to be 5.12. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it could be 5.5, right? Yeah. If it happens to be 5.12. So just try your very best, right? Yeah, and if you have some reference here, right? 3 and then 5.12, 3.62, and then you get a feel, right? And then just put in your application, work hard, right? Yeah, and practice, right? We will do interviews, right? We will do interviews. We will see you, right? We'll ask difficult questions, right? Yeah, right? Yeah.
And like she said, just put more importance into the English and Chinese subjects.
But you can't fail them.
Yeah, you can't fail them.
Yeah, these will be official, right? Yeah. So you do have to pay attention. Any other questions to our students, right? How they feel to be an English major? Do they worry about jobs? Or what?
Feel free to ask us.